All right, we got breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Faithful, sound the alarm. The San Francisco 49ers sign or have agreed to terms with quarterback Josh Dobbs. That's right, the 49ers have fulfilled their quarterback room. How ironic. Just did a show earlier about who would be quarterback number 2. You got the rumors going around that the 49ers may trade, all right, for a quarterback in particular from the New York Football Jets and Zach Wilson. And here they go, 49ers doing 49ers thing. Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers and their staff is just getting the room filled, right? And so I didn't think that the San Francisco 49ers would actually bring in a different quarterback until the rumors started. I thought that they would look to draft a guy. They already signed free agent Brandon Allen to a 1-year deal. They brought him back on a 1-year deal, and they decided to go get a veteran like a Josh Dobbs. A lot of people may feel like that they like Josh Dobbs, and we're going to do some quick reminders, but just go ahead and talk about what this deal actually looks like per Mike Garafolo. And he kind of broke it down for everybody out there, man. I kind of dig the deal. So let's go ahead and check it out, and we'll see what it looks like. Now, it's a 1-year deal. It's incentive based. Josh Dobbs deals with the 49ers includes $2.25 million in fully guaranteed money at the signing. So he's going to fully guarantee the money. $2.25 million is going to be fully guaranteed. I don't know what the overall deal is as of yet, as far as the total deal, but he can earn up to $750,000 in incentives. Probably if he gets out there on the football field, has to play, has to work out bonus, these little types of things, these are little incentives and things like that. So when you look at what Mike Garafolo was reporting, it's essentially that. Now, I like this. I kind of like this. I think they should have brought a veteran in the room. I didn't even think about a veteran like Josh Dobbs. And we all know what Dobbs does, right? Dobbs is a very intelligent person. He's a very intelligent person. Dude went to school to be a scientist, like an astronaut, astronaut. Not, I don't know. Anyway, he's super smart. At the end of the day, we got a chance to play him last season. All right, we got a chance to play him with the Cardinals. He can run the ball. He can move the ball. It's pretty good. It's pretty fluid. I kind of want to look at what he did last season, and we can kind of go over some of the things. Now, he played with 2 teams in 2023. Played for the Cardinals first, which is the team that we got a chance to play him, and then he went to the Vikings after the injury to Kirk Cousins, and he ended up being the quarterback for the Vikings, and he played some games there. So he played 8 games with the Arizona Cardinals. He finished with he finished with a 60.28% completion percentage for 1,569 yards. He was averaging 5.9 per attempt. He had 8 TDs, 5 interceptions. Throwing and passing. I didn't pull up his rushing, but he does give you the element of rushing as well, right? So he's going to give you this element of running the ball, which is something that sometimes these quarterbacks for the San Francisco 49ers have to do. They kind of got to scramble and move in the pocket. Now, he had some actual design runs. Let that ring a bell. He had some design runs. I think Kyle Shanahan is I see what he's doing here. All right. So 3 touchdowns. He did fumble the ball 9 times. Does have a fumble holding on to the ball. Most of his runs, he had 8 explosive runs though. 8 explosive runs, 10 plus yards. He ran 7 were the zone, 9 were up the middle. As far as the gap, the power runs and things like that. Rushed for 19 first downs. How many yards did he have? 258 yards on the ground. 258 yards on the ground. So Josh Dobbs is going to give the 49ers that sort of kind of like that dual threat. Astrophysicist. That was the thing I couldn't think. I just know he's smart. But Josh Dobbs is going to give the 49ers kind of like a dual threat as far as passing, as far as rushing. I actually dig the signing. Like this is not like a huge breaking news, but the Niners filled the room, which is making me feel like, gosh darn it, are they going to draft a quarterback? I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback. This lets me know that I think that the San Francisco 49ers, with the 3 quarterbacks on the roster, the San Francisco 49ers are going to trade up in this draft. I feel like they're going to get rid of some of these picks in this draft. Just stand pat. I just feel like that's what they're going to do. I like the Dobbs connection. I think Dobbs is going to be really cool here with the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm sorry, I don't think there's a competition for the quarterback 2 spot. I think he's automatically going to win the quarterback 2 spot. But you get another smart kid in your room, and that just enables and helps Brock maybe to see things a little bit differently. Brock can kind of like really pick the brain of Brandon Allen as well as Josh Dobbs as they sit back, and they can kind of school him. I think he immediately becomes a savvy vet. Same thing as Brandon Allen. He's been in the league that long, right? Like Josh Dobbs has been in the league since 2018, so essentially he hasn't been in the league that long. I think 1 year less than Brandon Allen, or maybe even the same time. So they're considered vets after like the first couple of years in the league. So it's going to be really cool to see how Kyle Shanahan chooses to utilize Josh Dobbs. Again, you got a guy that can run the ball. This guy moved the ball really well on the ground, not just against the 49ers, but if you want to know which team he had the most yards against, it would be the Dallas Cowboys, where he rushed for 55 yards. All right, he rushed for 55 yards on 5 attempts. So 34 attempts for 258 yards, 5.5 yards is good. Like, that's damn good, especially for a quarterback. All right, especially for a quarterback. So I think that's pretty good. Now, I think you bring Josh Dobbs into here, and this is going to be really, 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 really cool. I do. I think it changes up what Kyle Shanahan tries to do. If anything was to happen to a Brock Purdy, I think Josh Dobbs could come in and continue to move the ball. The question is, will he remain on this roster if other quarterbacks make themselves available? I don't know. But I like the signing, the breaking news. 49ers signed Josh Dobbs. Sean with the Super Chat contribution. What's going on, brother? He says, you think that Purdy is on the hot seat? Absolutely, positively no. Not at all. This doesn't jeopardize Brock Purdy, but I do like that Kyle I do like the competitiveness of Josh Dobbs. I do. I think he's going to compete. Not for the first spot, but I think he's going to come in there and compete. I do. Now, it all depends on what Kyle Shanahan allows his second and third string quarterbacks to do. We know they don't get a lot of reps, right? But he's better than Sam Darnold, right? I would think so. I would think he is. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. As far as his best passing game, let me go ahead and look at that and see who did he pass the best against. With no turnovers. I don't want a game with any turnovers because he had 2 TDs. Okay, so he scored. He threw 2 TDs against the 49ers. He threw 2 TDs against the Bengals, and he threw 2 TDs against Baltimore. But he also threw interceptions to Baltimore and to the Bengals. That was as a Cardinal. As a Viking, he threw 2 TDs against Atlanta as well. And so 2 TDs seemed to be his max. His worst game was against Chicago, 4 interceptions. So on the season, I believe he had a total of 10 interceptions and 13 touchdowns, if I'm adding my throwing touchdowns, if I'm adding my stuff right. Much more, better completion percentage. A little bit better completion percentage when he was with Minnesota. Different types of weapons there. So we'll see. But he's in that 62% range as far as completion percentage, which is above Brandon Allen, which was above Zach Wilson, which you go back and watch the show earlier this morning with myself and Tony, you'll see. We talked about Zach Wilson. So I think he automatically enters that second quarterback tier for the San Francisco 49ers, and it isn't going to cost them a lot of money, right? It's not going to cost them a lot of money. We got another super chat. Fish and Chips, what's going on, baby? Says Dobbs brings brains, makes up for little shanty lack of. You get a smart guy in the quarterback room that can, I don't want to say see things a little bit different, but has the intelligence, you know what I'm saying, of understanding. Like I really do. So yeah, you're bringing in a smart dude, and like again, I definitely like the signing. I do. I like the signing. I think that the Niners fulfilled the quarterback room. So I think we can close the door. Close the door. Yeah, little Teddy P for you. We can close the door on the quarterbacks. I don't think that they're going to draft one now. This changes everything. Yo, the 49ers are on point. They're doing their thing. And just remember this, guys. Just remember this one thing. The 49ers were just in the Super Bowl. They still have a great team that they're bringing back. And all they did was just add to that great team. They did lose some key free agents. Congratulations to former 49er defensive end Chase Young on getting his deal, 1-year deal, $13 million, up to $13 million, with the New Orleans Saints. Congratulations to you. But the 49ers are doing their due diligence as well as patching up little holes that they need to fix, right? And so we just got to stand pat and just wait for the draft. I think things are going to be just fine. I think the quarterback room got better, and now we can close the freaking door. I think Brandon Allen goes back to being your emergency quarterback and that quarterback 3, which you can literally address him, even though he counts for a roster spot, but you can have 3 quarterbacks there, one being made available for that emergency spot. God forbid that ever happens to the San Francisco 49ers again, or any team in the NFL. They have the ability to do that. We'll end the show with this super chat contribution from my brother Sean. What's going on, Sean? He says, LOL, not locked out now. F you beaches. You know I'm kidding. Hey, Armstead was mediocre at the best. Already replaced, great offseason. Right, I agree. Free safety, cornerback lines, we goof. Glad Ray gone, and only hair was big. No gain. Yeah, he got the puffy hair. You know what I'm saying? No, he got the puffy hair. I do like that. Fish and Chip says, no changes for the quarterbacks. Still a crater on the offensive line. Look, I know I'm not here to talk about this. I want to break the news, but you're right. The offensive line, I will say this. We have the same offensive line that got us to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying it was great. Not saying that the offensive line is great. But at the worst case scenario is that. The best case scenario is that those players get better. And another scenario is that we address it in the draft and we let those guys come in and develop. And so now you're building your offensive line for the future. I think that's how the 49ers attack the 2024 draft. It's all about the future. Believe the children of the future. I believe that's where it goes. All right. But thank you guys for the super chat contributions. I do appreciate you guys. Do we still get a 3rd round pick for Chase leaving? No, I think we get a compensatory pick now that he got signed, if I'm not mistaken, but that's in 2025. I think that's kind of like how it works. So if that's what you're asking me, I think we get a compensatory pick in 2025. I'm not sure on that, but that's kind of like what I think that's the rule, if I'm not mistaken. All right, I think that's the rule. But the Niners, in my opinion, congratulations to all the 49er players that officially signed on today, Leonard Floyd being one. I know everybody was worried about that. But the breaking news, the 49ers signed quarterback Josh Dobbs to a 1-year deal, guys. Man, listen, man, stay tuned, man. There'll be more breaking news. I'm sure the 49ers are going to be doing many more things, and we got a lot of more news to break. The offseason is here. Get ready, guys. Love y'all, man. Stay up, stay faithful. We got this joint. Peace. Thanks for watching too. Always, man. You guys rock.